All right, we're back with Turning Point USA contributor, former Navy Intel officer Jack Posobiec, who is with us here. And Jack, good to have you here. It's been a rough week. It's a day though that I think brings a little bit of brightness to it because of just the turnout. We just talked to Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, who said that the outside of this arena that we're in, there is a massive overflow of people still trying to get in, which just shows you the impact, right?
No, it does. And look, you know, it's incredible to see. It doesn't make it right,
No.
you know, but it makes it better.
Yeah.
And lets you know that there's still hope, and that all of this, it's still worth fighting for. It's all still worth fighting for.
The fight continues. You're a man of faith. Charlie always talked about the younger people, mortgage, marry, mates, you know, the three M's that he talked about. And everyone in here is obviously celebrating Charlie, but there may be some people who are watching who are just finding about him, and maybe we can turn hearts, turn minds. What's your message to those folks out there? Because I think that's an important part of this chapter as well.
Well, I hope they will listen to Charlie, and I hope that they'll listen to Charlie's words from himself and not the way that he's been misquoted and twisted by so many in the mainstream media, and just understand where Charlie was coming from. That Charlie always had God, had Jesus Christ at the center of everything that he did. That's why we're opening this with worship, exactly as Charlie would have wanted. There's no question about that. And yes, politics was how he brought people to the table, but once they were in, it's boom. He's hitting you with the gospel. He's hitting you with Corinthians. He's hitting you with Deuteronomy. And he understood Scripture as well as he understood any political issue, which he understood as well. He's just a remarkable man, and I hope that people understand what his message is rather than, you know, get it twisted.
It's tough to hear, I know, but how concerned are you with the response to what we've just seen coming from the other side? They continue to double down. I don't know if you saw CNN, Ilhan Omar's comments. They don't care. They don't want to respect anything about this moment. They don't want to. They don't even show. I mean, it's largely their rhetoric is why this has happened, because they've tried to frame the conservative right in this country as some kind of threat to their existence, which is why you have people like this killer. And then in response to it, after Charlie is killed, they insult him. And I'm so shocked by that. You'd think they would just shut up in this moment, and they can't even do that.
Well, they can't, because they're not committed to coming to the center. That's what Charlie was all about. Come to the center, let's meet, let's dialogue, let's have a discussion. And he was always happy to do that, but there's a group of people, a minority to be sure, but a significant minority, some of which in places of power, who are not interested in coming to the center. They stand for oppression, they stand for denying your rights up to and including your right to life, your right to exist. They tried to take down Turning Point USA with state power under the last administration. That story's starting now to come into the public. They couldn't censor Charlie enough, which they tried to time and time again during COVID. So what did they do? The ultimate form of censorship is censorship with a bullet. They slit his throat with a bullet because they couldn't defeat him. And the ugliness that we have seen being revealed and that drove his death, I think it shows something that we can no longer deny. We can no longer deny it in our country, in our world, that there is call it what you will, a disease, a social cancer that will spread unless good men step up and say no more.
Very well said. And we're seeing that, and hopefully today is a bright light for Charlie's life. We know that you'll be among the speakers today on that stage. So thank you for joining us, Jack.
Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Bye.